do not know, and I posted this earlier. This is regarding Chris Brown and Frank Ocean.
Oh my goodness! What I kind of read the story, but let everybody know what happened.
Well, I'm just going to say what I know, and I'm sure you probably know more than me because I'd be skimming through stuff. But apparently, last night there was a fight, or there was some type of altercation. Chris Brown and his entourage, they're leaving the studio and out in L.A., and then Frank Ocean and his entourage are leaving the studio. Or no, they're actually, I don't know where they're coming from. They're just walking.
There,
right? Okay.
At the studio.
So they just happen to cross paths. Apparently they've had beef before.
Right.
And they get into it. They have words. Frank Ocean calls Chris Brown's girl, who is Rihanna.
Right.
Calls her a hoe. Now, I don't know if there's any truth to this. Not that he called her a hoe or whether she's a hoe or not. But just the fact that you call another man's girl a hoe, like you cannot do that. They are fighting words. That's a curse word. I think saying a hoe is a curse word.
Oh, right.
Yes. So they began altercation. Apparently, Chris Brown beat Frank Ocean so hard, so badly until he went to sleep. He was badly beaten. And Frank Ocean's people pulls him in and takes him to, they call the police.
And they stayed around and talked to the police. Chris Brown left.
There's more to this story then, okay.
Right.
Have any charges been filed?
None yet. But, I mean, this is crazy. First,
it is crazy.
I mean, Chris Brown has to be careful. I mean, first
Why
Rihanna.
do you say that?
First Rihanna, now Frank Ocean. He has to stop hitting these women. This isn't going to work. Yeah. I'm sad it took you a while to get that.
It did. Yeah.
No, it's two different versions going around of the story.
Okay.
Now, which one sounds more believable? The first one is the one you just gave.
Uh-huh.
Now, Chris Brown's camp is saying that they came out of the studio, and Frank Ocean's people are saying, yo, that's my parking spot. This is our studio, and Chris Brown went to shake his hand, and Frank Ocean, kind of swung at him.
Okay.
And then that's when Chris Brown and his guys beat up Frank Ocean and his guys. I hate to just judge without knowing, but I don't really see Frank Ocean.
So Frank Ocean saying that he beat up Chris Brown and his people.
Oh, no.
Oh,
They're
I'm
just
sorry,
saying that Frank Ocean started the fight by saying it's my parking spot in the studio. I mean,
they were fighting over parking spot?
That's the story that Chris Brown's camp is putting out.
I wonder why he would say that, though.
Because he's
trying
on
not to be in
probation.
trouble.
Yeah,
right.
I mean,
Okay,
so to
I
say,
got you.
your self-defense.
It makes perfect sense. But the fact of the matter is Frank Ocean was severely injured.
And now he's saying that he may not be able to perform at the Grammys. He was scheduled to perform at the Grammys. And something happened where...
You know how Rihanna's face, like her picture surfaced after the fight? I would love to see Frank Ocean's face. I mean, I'm just saying.
I mean, Chris Brown has a track record now.
He does.
He might be an R&B dude in light skin, but he obviously can...
He was like number 2 on my celebrity crush list.
Does that boost him up or down?
No.
I mean, I think I have a good idea of who's number 1.
Yep. But the problem is now, like, what am I going to do? That's not a good look. It's just not a good look for him to be so violent like that.
It kind of adds to, he had the incident in the nightclub with Drake. Now this incident.
Right. Do you think that he's under the influence? There's been some rumors about him having, abusing, a substance abuse problem. So do you think there's any truth behind that?
Well,
strong possibility.
It could be, but this situation, I don't think that plays a factor because if somebody says, hey, you call your woman a whore or a hoe, I mean, even if he was clean and sober, it can go down.
Kind of like Carmelo Anthony and Kevin Durant.
Garnett.
Garnett, I'm sorry.
He said that Lala tasted like Honey Nut Cheerios. Those are fighting words. I mean,
I agree.
You say Frosted Flakes, then okay, maybe you can slide. But Honey Nut Cheerios, come on.
I totally agree.
It's just rules. Like,
it is.
Guys, you can't even, as a friend, me and my friends, we have 2 compliment rule. So if I have, say I show a picture of a lady, my girl.
Are you serious?
Yeah.
So y'all discuss this.
Right.
You tell each other, you can only give my woman 2. If you have a newfound friend, you tell them the rule?
It's a kind of known thing. Like, most guys just subscribe by it. Like, let's say, you were dating somebody and me and him was friends. It's like, hey, this is my girl. I'm like, all right, hey, she cool. Yeah, she nice looking. And that's it. Once you go past that second compliment, it gets awkward.
You don't get all excited like, damn.
No, you can't because it's
what
a
if you
guy
can't
code.
help it? Like she has like this bootylicious picture and he shows it to you. You like, God, Dog.
When you know
Like,
it's your boy's girl, in your mind, you say no matter what the picture looks like, whether it's great or whether it's ugly,
Okay.
you're just going to keep it real plain.
You know, what's crazy about that is, like, me and my girls, we don't have that rule. We really compliment each other's men, like, all the time.
Oh, really?
Yeah, and it's, like, no big deal. As long as you don't touch him or you don't flirt with him in front of me.
It's different, I think, because women can look at, I've had female friends, and when they're conversing and they're talking about their friend's man, they're like, damn, girl, he's fine. Guys, we don't do that. We it's just not appropriate. You can't be like, damn, dog, your girl fine.
Okay,
Like,
I understand.
if we see a picture, like if a guy came to my house and saw a picture, and let's say a picture of you was up at my house. I don't know why that would
and
be.
he's going to lose his mind. So
The first
I'm kidding.
the first thing the guy would say, he'd be, before he was like, damn, he'd be like, KT, is that you? So
Oh, yeah.
the answer is going to dictate his response. If
What
I'm
is-
like,
yeah.
if I'm like, yeah, that's me, he'd be like, oh, okay, yeah, she nice.
That's you?
Now, if it's not, then he's going to be like, damn, hey, dog, can you hook me up?
Wow, that's true. That's true. I'm familiar with those terms.
Yeah, it's just different. So for Chris Brown to come out, you know, allegedly, and if the story happened like that where he says she's a hoe, then I think you have to defend your woman's honor.
Yeah.
And it's, I mean, he said
Agreed.
before that
And Chris Brown doesn't mind doing that, you know.
it's been other
one of those
stories
types.
where like things have come out about somebody may have, it's been even somebody on Twitter, like he'll go at them if they're talking about Rihanna. I mean, I guess the big question is it hurting Rihanna's stock being associated with the Chris Brown? I mean, do you
No.
think it's hurting her at all?
Mm-mm. Not at all. It's keeping her in the news. I mean, she got dudes fighting over. Like, somebody's talking about her. All she has to do is flip that around and say, Frank Ocean just wants to get with me secretly.
Well, I mean, come on now.
Well, I mean, she could.
Now, who would ever think that Chris Brown and Frank Ocean were fighting over a girl? Come on.
Well, I mean, okay. Chris Brown and Drake, they fought over her.
It was a different type of situation.
It was, but, you know.
Well, Drake was allegedly
think
sleeping
it's-
with her, so.
Right. I don't think it's doing anything to Rihanna's stock at all.
Because there are some sites that